Everyone knows what scene we're talking about here. Tyler Durden, shirtless, just beat the shit out of somebody. Every guy watched that scene and said, yeah, I want that physique. It's nice and lean and you can see all your muscles. It actually looks like you can fight someone with this physique. You look athletic. You look healthy. So I kind of wanted to make this video. I think a lot of people kind of look up to this physique. A lot of people are overestimating the work it should take. We're just gonna do a simple thing, 20 minutes a day. You only need 20 minutes out of your day to work out. And I want you to check your screen time right now. Tell me your screen time, and I'm sure it's over 2 hours. So don't go telling me you don't have time for 20 minutes of exercising. Another reason I want to do this video is because I kind of have that physique right now. I've kind of been cutting unintentionally and found myself kind of here. What even is the Tyler Durden physique? It's not a bodybuilder look like I mentioned earlier. It's not like you have bloated muscles and like tree trunk legs and super thick neck. It's the I just look good without a shirt on kind of physique. Lean, visible muscle, and really functional, just like an athletic physique. I think the specific stats that Brad Pitt was at for that scene was like 160 or to 170 and like 5 to 10 body fat percentage. That's basically, I think, what I'm at right now. And the good news is this is just a really easy physique to get for most people. Like obviously, if you're super freaking fat, it's gonna take a lot of dieting, but this is probably just the easiest physique a human can get. Like it's just the most natural physique. This is what humans were probably made to look like. So there's only two real things that like kind of need to happen in order to get this physique. First one is diet, which is probably 80% of this. And number two is the muscle. So we're just gonna go over diet real quick. So everyone probably knows this, but everyone has abs. It's just hidden under a layer of fat. To see those abs, you can always just burn all that fat and you will have abs. And there's a few things I want to touch on for diet. Basically, all diet is how much calories you're taking. You just decrease your calories. You eat less calories than you are using. Calorie deficit. Eat less calories than you are using. What you need to do right now, I'll provide some links somewhere here and in the description to some calorie calculators. It's like you put in your height, you put in your weight, and it'll calculate how many calories, about pretty approximate, about how many calories your body uses just to stay alive. Like that's your threshold amount. The second thing is just buy a free calorie counter. It's pretty easy nowadays. You can even buy one. So get those two things done. Figure out how many calories your body needs to stay alive, and then count your calories to make sure you're just below that. All right, this is the actual exercise portion, the working out portion. And the reason why you don't need any weights and you only need 20 minutes a day is because we're not training for the Olympics. We're not training to actually be a high-performing athlete. We're just training for aesthetic if you just want this physique, which I assume most people would be willing to put in 20 minutes every day, just have this quick little guide. 20 minutes each, 3 sets of each exercise, shooting for about 10 reps. So you're trying to fail at 10 reps. How you can do that is either make the exercise easier so you can get to 10 reps, or you make it harder just by simply adding weight. Day number 1 is gonna be push day, and we're just gonna start with some dips. And remember, these are only gonna take 20 minutes, so you need to cycle through pretty quick, like pretty much 0 rest in between each exercise. These are the pike push-ups, so I'm gonna have my feet elevated to make it harder. The way you make pike push-ups harder is you get your body more over your hands. So that means bringing your feet up closer to your hands, or elevating them and bringing them closer. Or to make it easier, you just do the opposite. You just move your feet further back. Next up is the push-ups, and you're basically just gonna rep these out as quick as you can. Back to back to back. And you can also elevate your feet with these if it's too easy. If 10 reps for each is too easy, but Rip that 3 times. You can either do a superset, which is basically each exercise after another without really any rest. Or you can do 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets. I prefer the superset though. Kind of makes it feel like it goes quicker. All right, moving on to pull day. We have right off the bat pull-ups. And a lot of you might be freaking out like, oh, I can't do a pull-up. And don't worry, you can just do negatives, or you can kind of do like isometric block holds, or you could just use a rubber band. All 3 work as negatives. And if you're watching this, pull-ups are too easy, just add weight in a backpack, and that's pretty anabolic. Same as the push day, shoot for 10 reps, 3 sets each, superset all of the exercises. Moving on to rows, find something about width, like up to your waist, is usually a good height for me. And you basically just row off of it. Pretty self-explanatory. The harder it is the lower it gets down. Some people can even do it just off the pull-up bar with their entire body weight. So here we're trying to hit our biceps, and we're gonna basically do the same thing we've been doing. Pull-ups, pull-up variations, rows, but with an inverted grip. And just that little difference hits your biceps. All right, next up is ab day, and we're gonna start off strong with some dragon flags. This one is a pretty advanced movement, so just stick with the progressions now until you can get it. So yeah, the dragon flag, you just gotta get something that will pin your traps down, so you can basically lift up from there, pivot from there. It can be like from under a counter, from under a fridge, but you just gotta make sure that it's really sturdy. But it's honestly an S-tier ab exercise. Everything in these workouts are just S-tier workouts where you're just getting the most bang for our buck. You can do negatives, or you can do what I call you're just putting your hips to the ground and then you're pushing up from there. All right, another S-tier ab workout is going to be hanging knee raises. So just find a bar, and you want to imagine you're not trying to use your hip flexors for these. You're trying to mostly use your core and your abs. So you're just going to bend your knees and kind of imagine you're bending the back of your spine, the end of your spine up, if that makes sense. So if you end up swinging a lot doing those, then that probably means you're doing them wrong, and you need to get more control without using your hip flexors to really swing up. All right, now we're gonna move on to the third ab exercise, which is L-sits. And these are a great calisthenics skill to learn. It's really good hand balance. It gets your core, hip flexors super strong. A lot of people don't have the strength to do it, so I have some really good progressions as well for it. And lastly, we got the hollow body hold. And this is kind of more of a finisher. You want to have your lower back and your butt touching the ground, and everything else should just be hovering just an inch off the ground. To make sure you actually do this, make it a non-negotiable. Set aside 20 minutes every day. This has to get done. There's no real excuse to not be hitting that 20 minutes a day. There's no excuse. Look at your screen time, and if it's over 30 minutes, then you cannot tell me you do not have time, okay? You have time. 20 minutes. Don't see this as a 30-day get fit challenge. No, this is every day for the next year. All right? If you're already lean, but you just don't have the muscle yet, you can forget about the whole calorie deficit, just focus on building muscle, and maybe it'll just take 3 to 6 months. If you have a lot of fat to lose, it's probably gonna take longer depending on how crazy you go with the diet. These calisthenics workouts are made specifically for this Tyler Durden aesthetic. We got shoulders, chest, triceps, biceps, lats, and just the width of your back. And of course, we have an entire day for the core. I bet that's what most people are looking at. So we have an entire day for core. You know everything you need to know now, and your 20 minutes starts right now. Go get that Tyler Durden Physique. Stay focused at stayfocused.store. The only way you can support me if you like this message. Go get it.